That's the Starship with Stranger. Lest you think that Grace is really unhappy with RCA Records, where she's been for her entire career, here she is saying something nice about them.
RCA has done one thing for us that a lot of record companies don't, and that is that they are extremely lenient as far as what kind of material we do. We have done insane stuff. They've always been very good about letting us do what we want. Now, how long it takes us to do it may be, a little tough, because they usually want it before we've got it. That's kind of standard, though. Everybody wants everything to be perfect, and I'm sure that bands would go in again and again and again to keep doing something to a song. Once you're very close to a song, it's hard to back off it and say, it's right now.
Grace Slick. When Rock Today returns, Lou Gramm takes a partner, and Mick Jagger goes it alone, right after this.
The right song can make the night special. So can the right beer. how to enter the Michelob Genesis Party in Paris sweepstakes. Your chance to win a trip to Paris on the Concorde with Genesis. The night belongs to Michelob. Michelob Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. We've got your stereo. We've got your video. And records priced to go the Wiz.
Whether you're crossing the Hudson to Points West, heading east on the LIE, or hanging out in the city, everything points to the Wiz for your music on the move this summer. The Wiz, with the largest selection of the smallest portable CDs. Every personal portable imaginable. Stereo, detachables, and Walkman, and the list goes on. The Wiz has every sound around with the most unbeatable prices from Montauk to Maine. Records, tapes, and CDs, and everything in audio and video. New York's only total home entertainment center. The Wiz, with stores wherever you are throughout New York, New Jersey, Westchester, and Long Island. Nobody beats The Wiz.
We have partly cloudy skies in store for the overnight hours with lows in the 50s. For Monday, partly sunny, high 75 to 80. Cooler along the South Shore and over the eastern end of Long Island, upper 60s. Monday night, partly cloudy, low 55 to 65. Tuesday, cloudy and a chance of showers, but continued mild, high 75 to 80. We've got clear, beautiful skies right now. And 74 degrees as we return to Dennis Elsis and Rock Today. 1027 WNEW FM.
We're back on Rock Today with our songwriter spotlight on Lou Gramm, who's hot on the charts again with Ready or Not, the title track from his first solo LP. Lou co-wrote 8 of the 10 songs on the album with his old buddy Bruce Turgon. He spoke to Rock Today about that collaboration.
I wrote with a friend of mine, Bruce Turgon, who also played rhythm guitar and bass on the whole album. And he and I worked together before in Black Sheep, a band that I was with before Foreigner. We did most of the writing in that band. It was a real natural thing for us to assume our writing postures again on this project. For a lot of the songs, he actually helped me interpret what I couldn't actually play myself. I had the beat and the melody and a vague idea of what the chords could be, and he would just listen and help me to interpret what I couldn't put across. And then he came with a handful of his own ideas too, which were, again, very crude but very catchy and infectious. It was kind of fair game on any and everything.
Ride
Lou Gramm and Ready or Not, which he wrote with his old friend Bruce Turgan for his solo album.
On the subject of soloing, it's now nearly certain that Mick Jagger will do a solo tour this fall. Accompanied by guitarist Jeff Beck and G.E. Smith of the Saturday Night Live Band, Jagger's tour is scheduled to begin in Europe in late summer and arrive in America around the end of September. It should coincide with the release of his second solo album. Mick has hired John Napier, who did the costumes and sets for the hit musical Starlight Express, to design the show, and the two are already tossing ideas back and forth. Now, as Rock Today reported before, this tour does not affect the Rolling Stones, since 1987 was planned to be a year in which the Stones would pursue their solo projects with an eye toward regrouping in mid-1988. When we return, the Doors rise yet again.
And Bruce Springsteen's biographer Dave Marsh tells a wild story about the boss right after this Michelob classic moment in rock.
22 years ago this week, on May 15, 1965, the Byrds entered the Hot 100 charts for the first time, and folk rock became an important part of modern popular music. The song was Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man, and it soon became the #1 song in the country. Dylan was so pleased with the electric version of his song that he soon put together his own electrified band. The Beatles also became impressed with the sound of the Byrds and became close friends with the LA band. Later in the year, the Byrds released Turn, 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 that became their second and last #1 hit. Although the Byrds reached their commercial peak early in their career, their influence will always be far greater than their record sales, and they remain in the history books as one of the great rock and roll bands of the 60s. The Byrds entered the charts for the first time this week in 1965. Another Michelob classic moment in rock.
Ever hear of nyctophobia? No, this doesn't mean you're terrified by unfiltered cigarettes. Nyctophobia is simply an irrational or excessive fear of the dark. Now, keeping your bedroom light on because of that slobbering, one-eyed slime thing under your bed does not necessarily qualify you as a nyctophobe. Oh, a little strange, yes. However, being afraid of dark beer is textbook nyctophobia, because this fear simply does not make logical sense when you consider Michelob Classic Dark. Why don't you try this? Gather an encounter group over a few Michelob Classic Darks and confront your fears directly. You'll find Classic Dark has full-bodied flavor that's remarkably smooth. There's no dark beer bite. There is nothing to be afraid of. There, that was painless, wasn't it? You've made your first step along the road to recovery. You've discovered a rich new flavor, and you've saved a bundle on therapy. My fee? No. Knowing I did my part to help is reward enough. Just try Michelob Classic Dark, and don't be afraid of the dark. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Once again, allow me to remind you that our 14th annual United Cerebral Palsy Bike-a-thon is coming up on Sunday, May 17th, 1 week to go, and we want you to join all of us to ride and raise money for UCP. You've got to register to ride, and time is running out. For pre-registration, call 212-603-9100. That's 212-603-9100. This Sunday, May 17th, the United Cerebral Palsy Bike-a-thon. Let's get back to Rock Today, the place where rock lives. 102.7 WNEW-FM.
Welcome back to Rock Today. I'm Kathy Millar.
And I'm Dennis Elsis. Our cover story this week is the legendary Grace Slick, one of rock's enduring great vocalists. Grace's own opinion of her musical talents is not very high, as she told us in this exclusive interview.
I feel kind of intimidated now being in this business because it's so filled with people who are extraordinarily good at what they do, and they're real musicians. You know, like Mickey's a real good singer. And I'm really intimidated. It's very uncomfortable now for me to be in this business because I'm not a good singer. It takes a long time for me to get something right. Once I've got it, I can duplicate it and play with it, but it's not easy. I have a range of about 6 notes. It's kind of getting to be work rather than fun. So now it's a lot of technology and a lot of really excellent musicians, and then there's me. There's the old bozo. Get the bozo to sing. It ought to take her about 17 years just to get the first line in tune. So it's kind of intimidating.
From the early days, the Jefferson Airplane.
cannot tolerate their obstruction.
Grace Slick, Marty Ballin, and Paul Kantner doing vocals on Crown of Creation, the title track from the 1968 Jefferson Airplane LP, and one of the highlights on the new 2400 Fulton Street, a compilation celebrating the airplane's history.
Just when you thought the last of the Doors reissues had long ago been released, here comes another batch. To mark the 20th anniversary of the release of Light My Fire, the song that broke the Doors into worldwide fame, the record company is releasing 2 retreads of Doors material. First, there's an EP called Live at the Hollywood Bowl, recorded back in July of 1968, which contains a total of 6 songs, some of them extremely short. That's to whet your appetite. The main course is a 2-record set called Best of the Doors, which contains 18 songs, none of which you haven't heard before. What makes this collection desirable, according to the Doors record company, is that all the tracks have been digitally remastered. And of course, the CD version will contain the obligatory extra song, in this case, Alabama Song, from the Doors' first album released in the winter of 1966.
This week's rising stars are Red 7, a trio of musicians from San Francisco. When the Sun Goes Down is the title of their second album and of their hit single as well. But Red 7 began to attract national attention a couple of years back with their first LP. Lead vocalist Gene Stashuk told Rock Today what was so unusual about it.
We've actually had some fairly interesting events occur to us. Our first record was produced by Mike Rutherford, which has been talked about a lot. That was a very interesting thing for us to have, to come from the basement, our basement rehearsal studio in San Francisco, to go to the Genesis Farm out in Surrey, England, in the 16th century farmhouse, which is kind of nice. They actually had a cook there, you know. It was yeah, food, real food. It was, you know, we got off the cat food and dog food and into some real food, and we recorded the album in their own personal studio, which is a lot of fun. They turned out to be nice people.
Leaning on a fence and
When the Sun Goes Down by Red 7. This week's Rising Stars on Rock Today.
Rumors have been going around that John Butcher, that proud son of Boston, has packed up and moved to Los Angeles. But they're not true. He may be on the coast for occasional business, but Butcher bears no great love for Hollywood, as he told Rock Today.
In Los Angeles, I saw the band X, and I don't like going out that much, but I figured, well, I'd heard a lot about this band. I'll go check them out. So I go out, never go out and never do anything by way of wild times. See the band, they're okay. My car's still. Come out, the car's still fine. I get to catch a cab. I look for can't get a cab in L.A., so I got waiting for a cab, and while I'm waiting for a cab, I had my tour book. That was stolen. I set it down, and it was stolen. Had my wallet, and that was stolen. Finally, 5 hours later, I get back to my apartment in L.A. It's broken into. L.A. and I parted company then.
Butcher and Holy War, his controversial hit soon to be a major video. Butcher just began headlining a college and club tour of the Northeast and Midwest, which will wrap up in early June.
Bruce Springsteen's biographer, Dave Marsh, has brought the saga of Bruce up to date with a new book called Glory Days. It's the sequel to Marsh's Born to Run. We asked Dave Marsh, what was it like working with Bruce on this book?
In January, I went down to Bruce's house to just do some interviews. I thought I'd just clear up some loose ends. But before it was over, I thought, well, maybe Bruce wants to talk a little bit about the live album, a little more than he has. And so I thought there was really only one question in my mind that was kind of open, which was why the album ended with a song that Bruce didn't write. And it ends with Jersey Girl by Tom Waits. And so I asked him, and he took an hour and a half and gave me an answer. Started with Thunder Road and went straight through the record. And he said, you see, the whole thing since Born to Run has been trying to answer the question that Born to Run asks. And I said, well, gee, Bruce, you know, I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I thought that Born to Run was an answer. He said, no, the question is writing a song. I said, where? He said, you know, I want to know if love is real. And so he explains his whole live album and essentially his whole career to me in terms of seeking to answer this question. And then so it comes to the end. He says, now the thing you want to know is why does it end with Jersey Girl? He said, because the answer is yes.
Dave Marsh, the author of Glory Days, which follows the life of Bruce Springsteen in the 1980s.
We'll be back to count down the top 5 albums in rock today, and we'll have news about how those Washington wives are keeping watch over the airwaves right after this.
The right song can make the night special. So can the right beer. Listen for details on how to enter the Michelob Genesis Party in Paris sweepstakes. Your chance to win a trip to Paris on the Concorde with Genesis. The night belongs to Michelob. Michelob Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We'd like to welcome you aboard.
Hey, look at this ad for Trident Gum. Unbelievable. Are we off the ground yet? It says Trident Gum helps fight cavities. Come on, look at this.
I'm not opening my eyes. I hate flying. Read it to me.
Okay, new dental studies prove chewing Trident after sugary snacks reduces acids that form on teeth. It's these acids that can cause cavities.
I knew Trident didn't cause cavities, but that says it helps fight them. Let me see.
Gotcha. You open your eyes.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Delicious Trident Gum. Good to chew and fights cavities, too.
To all you grown-ups out there who think you've outgrown cavities, Listermint has just one thing to say. Fact is, 90% of all adults do get cavities. 90%. That's why you need Listermint. Listermint is the only major mouthwash with fluoride. Fluoride that can penetrate your teeth to help protect them. And, of course, Listermint gives you fresh breath. So do the grown-up thing. Start using Listermint now, or you could hear about it later.
No, don't go to sleep yet. Ken Dashow with the All Night Rock and Roll will be along in just a few minutes. Right now, back to Dennis Elsis and Rock Today at 102.7 WNEW FM.
We're back on Rock Today. Those Washington wives who seem to want to censor rock music out of existence are back in action. This time, the PMRC, that stands for Parents Musical Resource Center, better known as the Washington Wives, they've instituted something called a media watch. Now, this is how it works. You hear something on the radio that you find offensive in the words of a song. You complain to the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, but they probably would ignore you, since you're nobody, and what do they care about what you think? But if you complain to the PMRC, they promise to relay your complaint to the FCC. And the FCC probably is going to pay attention to them, since their husbands either all work for the government or are running for president. So then, the FCC comes down on the radio station that played the song that got you all upset and threatens to revoke their license if they ever play that song again. You probably won't hear that song on that station for a very long time. Now, Rock Today will keep you informed about this story as it develops.
Now let's count down the top 5 albums on American rock radio this week.
All right, back at the top 5 and replacing Tom Petty in the winner's circle is Lou Gramm with Ready or Not. Up a notch this week is David Bowie with the number 4 album, Never Let Me Down. Slipping a big 2 spots, U2 with their Joshua Tree album, now in 3rd place. Bryan Adams is holding on to the number 2 position with Into the Fire. And there must be a new leader of the pack this week. Kathy?
Well, Dennis, new at number 1, you figured it out. Fleetwood Mac with Tango in the Night. Now from the most played album on American radio, Fleetwood Mac and 7 Wonders.
Certain place, certain time. You touch my hand on the way down to heaven. But if our paths never cross, well, you know I'm sorry, Lord. If I live to see the 7 wonders, I'll make a prayer to the rainbow's end. I'll never live to match the beauty again. Rainbow's so it's hard to find someone with that kind of destiny. You touch my hand, I played it cool, and you breathed out your hand to me. But if our paths never cross, well, I'm sorry, but if I live to see the 7 wonders, I'll make a prayer to the rainbow's end. I'll never live to match the beauty again. The rainbow's end. So long ago, it's a certain time, it's a certain place. You touch my hand and you smile all the way that you held out your hand. If I hope and if I pray, ooh, if I would up someday, if I live to see the 7 wonders, I'll make a prayer to the rainbow's edge. I'll never live to match the beauty again. If I live to see the, if I live to see the 7 wonders, I'll make a prayer to the rainbow's edge. I'll never live to match, I'll never live to see the beauty, that beauty, that same beauty again. If I live to see the, if I live to see that, I'll make a prayer to the rainbow's edge. I'll never live.
7 Wonders from Fleetwood Mac's Tango in the Night, the number 1 album on rock radio this week.
The music world is mourning the death of Paul Butterfield, the white singer and harmonica player who was a key figure in the black blues revival of the 1960s. As a teenager, Butterfield hung out at Chicago's blues clubs and eventually earned his way onto the stage to jam with such blues giants as Howlin' Wolf, Buddy Guy, Otis Rush, and other legendary performers. Butterfield put together the Paul Butterfield Blues Band in 1963 and disbanded it 9 years later after recording several albums of great musical and historic interest. He appeared in the band's Last Waltz concert and movie in 1976, and during the rest of that decade and into the 80s, he continued performing with band member Rick Danko. Just before his death, Paul Butterfield taped a Cinemax Blues session with Eric Clapton, Phil Collins, Gladys Knight, Etta James, Albert King, and B.B. King. It's scheduled to air in the fall as one of many fitting tributes to the memory of a great musician.
We'll be back in a moment to tell you what we're working on for next week's Rock Today.
The right song can make the night special. So can Michelob.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, well I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
Belongs to Michelob. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Next week on Rock Today, our cover story is Graham Nash.
We'll also talk to Huey Lewis backstage at Madison Square Garden.
Brian Adams tells what's next after his round-the-world tour. And the Beatles press agent Derek Taylor talks about his memories of John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
And, of course, all the news that's happening in Rock Today. I'm Kathy Millar.
And I'm Dennis Elsis for Michelob's Rock Today.
This is the place where rock lives.
They call this living.
1027 WNEW-FM, New York.
Just put my spine out of place. Hey man, my school days insane. Hey man, my work's down the drain. Hey man, well she's a total blam blam. She said you had to squeeze it, but she won't let you. Oh, don't lean on me, man, 'cause you can't afford the ticket. Back from some wicked city. Oh, don't lean on me, man, 'cause you ain't got time to check it. You know my some wicked city. We're trying to say.
David Bowie under the laser beam at 102.7 WNEW-FM. Good evening. Ken Dash out to spend the overnight with you right here on Rock and Roll Radio. We'll get a music marathon going. We'll have the rock quiz in a little while, and of course the female jello wrestling, so do stick around. Man who sang on the last Santana song, Going Down to Veracruz, an oldie but a goodie. Ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Miles. And them changes at 102.7 WNEW-FM, where rock has always lived.
Well, my mind is going through them changes. I feel just like committing a crime.